Well, hello everyone. This is French, and today I have an opportunity. Uh, Part of being in New England, the weather is unpredictable. The 1 minute is nice, the next minute, or perhaps the next few minutes, or half a day, the weather changes. So whenever the opportunity comes to get away from the computer, I take full advantage of it. Anyways, so today it's about a promo for Miracle Pay Online. I am working in collaboration with Miracle Cash and more, a fintech technology company that is involved in tokenization of assets for the future. There are multiple services that businesses, churches, nonprofits, and individuals with consultancy services can actually take advantage of. I'm reminded by a friend that I used to work with back when I did gig economy, basically doing minor home repairs for people. And he was asked by one of his customers that if at the time the customer could pay with Bitcoin, and he didn't know what Bitcoin was, and that was basically his introduction to crypto. And since then, he's done pretty well in accumulation of Bitcoin itself. And by the way, this is not financial advice. No part of what I'm saying is financial advice. I am entertaining the right to tell you a promo that we're doing for 20 companies. So far, one of 20 is already approved, and who knows how many more in the books. And once the 20 profiles have been identified and approved, then we will close the gap for companies, churches, and nonprofits to basically save $2,500 setup fee and $500 a month monthly fees for not maintaining a balance of $12,500. Now, I'm telling you this because this is important. Imagine right now you're considering that you're an officer of a nonprofit. By the way, a lot of companies, a lot of nonprofits are leveraging the power of crypto settlement, crypto donations, and probably see an increase in donation simply because the people who are young, savvy, tech savvy people who can donate in crypto are the ones who are likely to do so. And of course, people in crypto can be very generous simply because they get the increased value of their digital assets that did not come at any worth or effort on their part. So it's easier to donate an asset that has leveraging opportunities, and people with good intentions have used or are using and will continue to further adapt in greater numbers crypto donations to empower the nonprofits, the churches, and organizations, and the like. So this is a trend that has already left the station. Crypto adaptation, crypto settlements, digital payment processes for businesses, churches, and nonprofits. You don't have to like it, you don't have to understand it, or you don't even have to have heard of it. If you're not a part of it, chances are you will see, if you have not already seen, a decline in donations and church giving and businesses who have customers with plenty of crypto. And I can tell you, millions or billions flow through the crypto space day in and day out. And your church, your nonprofit, your consulting business, or whatever business that you do, if you provide a product or a service, it's not if you will find someone who would require a payment in crypto simply because of the ease and speed and convenience. And if you do not provide such a service, well, there was one time that everyone has a landline phone. There was one time where people have you needed to be home to receive a phone call. Nowadays, all of us, I'm outside, I'm in the fresh air. There's a time that I was actually against the idea of having a cell phone simply because I like the idea of controlling when I'm interrupted or when I receive a phone call. If something was important, when I get home, I will respond it. Well, as soon as I try to get into business, then having a mobile phone was not only essential for when a client needs to get in touch with me, they don't need to be inconvenienced for me not being available when the customer needs my attention, the moment the customer needs my attention. Okay, so because I provided the service, I render a service to people, basically ease someone's pain in painting the house or whatever services that I rendered to somebody, and also I've actually experimented with the idea of basically having a customer pay me in crypto because he was in crypto and I'm in crypto, and I actually could leverage the money right away, and I get paid right away. Within about half an hour or less, the payment was in my account, and I could basically change that digital asset from one wallet to another and basically leverage it at another place where I was getting a nice return on my deposit. And therefore I performed the task one time and continually to get paid on that payment, that crypto payment, again and again and again, basically leveraging a digital assets in other platforms where I didn't necessarily have to keep performing the task again and again and again. I could take one payment and basically move it to another platform and basically leverage it. That's not the point of this video. However, to be fair, I'm telling you exactly the opportunities involved with crypto that is not available through fiat. Not to mention it's slow, it's redundant, it's tied to a legacy system, and fiat currency is basically, it's a liability because it does not produces due to inflation. Anyways, I don't have to tell you why accepting cryptocurrency for your church, your business or organization. Let's imagine for a church, for instance. Not every church leader would be that open-minded, but there are very few who are. Know for sure the decline in donation because the people who are likely to be check givers are people who are 50 and above. The people who are to be cash givers are people perhaps who are working day to day, paycheck to paycheck, most likely minorities and who are basically living from one paycheck to another. So basically their cash flow depends on when they get paid, and most likely or not, it is cash that is available to them because they're not yet adapted to crypto. And then you get the young tech savvy people who are into crypto, who are into, more likely they want to be online paying. And during the last 2 years, of course, when the world was going through a meltdown, everybody was locked up at home. Guess who was basically giving the most? Using the Pareto principle, obviously, the 20% of the people who are giving online, who had an online giving access to their account and with an active account, were the ones who are occupying or performing the 80% of giving. And the people who are at home, people who cannot work, people who are likely to be cash donors, and people who are likely to be check writers, who are likely to have health issues, who couldn't actually physically meet, are the ones that were basically check givers, who actually take the time to physically spend the 2-3 minutes maximum to write a check. And those were the people who tend to be on the older side, tend to be slow to adapt, pretty much set in their ways. But the majority of the giving for online giving for churches, non-profits, were people who have an online access or give online. And so when someone goes out on vacation, goes away on vacation, when someone is sick and they're not physically present, well, I don't have to remind you of the declining in the cash intake or the revenue intake or the donation intake or the contribution intake that happens with a lack of physical presence. And if you, well, the people are obviously likely to be giving online, or also likely to be the one giving through crypto, or younger, young marrieds, young, single professionals, or basically 50 and below, to be fair, or likely to give online. And these are the people who likely to stick around for a while, and therefore likely to be the one adapted into crypto. So if you make it easier for them to donate, if you make it easier for them to pay in crypto, if you make it easier for them to basically contribute in crypto and online giving, then you will find that the very few, the 20% who are more digital givers, are likely to contribute 80% of your incoming cash flow for you to survive as a business, for you to survive as a church, and for you to survive as a non-profit. Not to mention, during the Ukraine crisis, millions were given through crypto that would not be possible, because when the crisis began, the interruptions in their day-to-day societal changes, and the lack of access to an ATM, lack of access to physical bank opening. And I'm telling you, crypto is the way to go. And if you do not embrace it, well, first of all, I feel sorry for you, because you will continue to see a decline in giving, a decline in donation, a decline in sales for businesses that do not adapt the future of currency velocity. Now, I can give you all the reason why that it is a mistake for not adapting crypto, but I don't want to be negative. But I can tell you, if 80% of your income comes from 20% of the people who give online, the churches, the nonprofit, and the businesses that accept online payment will only increase their numbers even more by making it possible for their donations to be received in crypto, digital payments, for their contributions to be collected in crypto. Even if right now you set up an account through some kind of service that you're paying a consultancy who collects the fee for every contribution collected, because I'm aware of some churches that actually embraces the crypto payment, chances are you're paying a consultancy to basically collect they're doing the data collection, and therefore, since you don't own the data, they collect the data, and it is possible that they're monetizing the data and then advertise to them, or in some way selling their data as another revenue source that would not be known to you. So we provide a service through Miracle Pay. There is a setup cost of $2,500 right now for the first 20 profiles. That cost is waived during the beta phase, and in order for you to not pay a fee, because we provide such a service for you, to not pay a $500 fee, you have to maintain a $12,500 influx of revenue coming in, or cash flow coming in. And during the beta phase for the first 20 profiles, that fee is waived. So all the more reasons that if you own a business, if you're a member of a non-profit, if you collect money for any reason at all, if you provide a service or sell a product, chances are it's not if you find someone who will ask whether or not they can pay with crypto. It's a matter of when, and if and when you embraces that change, it is very likely to see, even if it's slow at the beginning, because you have to promote the idea of, hey, right now, another way to pay at the checkout is with crypto, and here is how to do it, and we'll basically set you up from beginning to end. And especially during the beta, you won't have to pay the setup fee to get your account going. There will be a time, this video, you can review the video and you can say, I didn't like the message at the time because it tell me some things that was uncomfortable, especially if you're a church leader. But I'm glad that I adapted. I'm glad that I come to my senses. Okay, the techno-savvy younger professional people who will have no choice but to adapt to uh, CBDC, uh, wherever you are, central bank digital currency, you will be forced to adapt crypto payment to digital processes. Everything will be online anyway. In terms of businesses, everything will be tokenized, everything will be digitized, everything will be somewhat fractionalized to make it easier for the small and individual, for a regular investor to participate in things that were once impossible from a standpoint of an investment. Say, for instance, a company provides bonds. You know, you have to have a certain amount of requirement to participate, and there are companies that are actually fractionalizing the acquisition of bonds, 1,000 at a time. That, you know, these are things that are in the works. You know, where you can buy a property, you know, a fractional share in a property that pays dividends on a regular basis, and all those things are going through crypto. You know, there was a point where people can basically participate in real estate investment, you know, or either through syndication or real estate investment trust, instead of actually investing and flipping and wholesaling properties. You can now participate in fractional share of those things, and instead of owning 100% of the pie, you only have a slice. It's like, you know, you're already familiar with this. You know, you can go to a pizza shop and buy a whole pizza, but if you're not hungry, there are places that would allow you to have, you know, a slice of the pizza, and you can still participate in consuming the pizza, but without buying the whole pizza itself, and you still have the same enjoyment. The taste is the same and everything is the same, except that at the time you only need one slice. So it's the same thing as accepting digital payments, is accepting as embracing technology that, by the way, you have absolutely zero choice. Whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you embrace it or not, it's changing. And failure to adapt and change, obviously you have to incur the inconvenience of losing revenue, losing sales, losing donations, and losing, of course, contribution for failure to adapt. And the solution is embraced Miracle Cash and more Miracle Pay online, and allow, even if it's slow to adapt, because when you first introduce a product or service, you have to basically include that into your marketing revenue to let your members know, oh, by the way, we know there might be some clients, some donors, some church members who are into crypto. It's not if, there are many. Okay, we are now making it easier for you to give your contribution in crypto. We are now making it easier for a donor to contribute to their favorite cause using crypto. And we are now providing XYZ services, or sell XYZ product, and crypto payment is a solution, is a method, and thereby increasing cash flow that you would not get access to if you did not adapt technology that makes it easier for you to scale your business. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby telling you this. The information will be on my YouTube channel. You can reach out to me by WhatsApp, Telegram, or email to onboard your company, your church, your nonprofit, because the alternative, I've already made clear, is not good, especially failure to adapt. Now, you don't have to like my message, obviously. I try to be as cheerful as possible. Normally, I've got my beautiful classical music playing in the background. Today, we don't have such distraction, so that way I don't have to be misunderstood. There's a link that I would have available for you, an article that basically give credibility to what I'm telling you. So you don't necessarily have to take it from me. And of course, if you can do a survey to your existing members, church members, how many of you, what percentage of the people in church who are actually already integrated into crypto, and what is the likelihood of giving your donation in crypto, and how easy it would be for you to adapt. It would not be hard because they're already checking their account on a daily basis anyway. What percentage of your business or services or non-profits that could basically give their donation in crypto? Trust me, it would not be very hard for them to adapt. And pretty soon, you will see the 20% of people will be probably be responsible for 80% of your cash flow. And eventually, a good range of your sales, donation, cash flow will come through digital payment processes, online or offline. If I have not made that clear, for the first 20 profiles, it's absolutely free to participate. Simply contact me. I'll provide you with certain question profile for you to basically enter your information, and then we'll put you through the approval process, and then to see if you qualify. Now, anyways, contact me, and then we'll make it easy for you to understand, and you'll see why this is important.